not sponsored.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the door closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. You've caught us on a very different video today. So normally I do Sims builds, speed builds, challenges, things like that. Today I'm actually going to do a Q&A video. So I figured it's about time I kind of introduce myself, tell you a bit about me. And I asked on Facebook and Instagram for questions for the video, and I got a few. I've written them down because I'm recording on my phone, so I've got them here in front of me. Just going to go through and see what kind of silly answers I can come up with for you. So so let's get started. Okay, you're going to have to forgive the change in light exposure right now. So I'm sat in my bedroom window. I'm relying on the sunlight to basically light me up. It might dim and kind of brighten as the clouds roll over, so you have to forgive that. Okay, so the first question that I got from people was, what made me decide to do YouTube? So I've wanted to do it for a very long time. I wasn't really sure what kind of content I wanted to produce when that urge kind of first came about when I was a lot younger. But when I started to see how big the Sims community was and kind of resonated with a lot of the things that they were doing, I enjoyed watching the building videos and, you know, the let's play kind of videos. So I kind of decided, well, that's something that I enjoy, so that's kind of content that I know people will like to look at. So that's what I started the channel as. Obviously I wanted that to be portrayed in the name that I chose for the channel, so that's where JazSIMply came from, because the channel is predominantly going to be videos to do with the Sims franchise. So obviously at the moment Sims 4 is the current release of the franchise, so that's the one that I use predominantly. But I do want to kind of backtrack a little bit, you know, if I can get Sims 3 to record properly, because I have tried in the past but it comes up all strange. So I haven't really got any Sims 3 videos uploaded as of yet, but I am working on that, so we will be kind of delving into history a little bit at some point. So that's what my channel is about. Another question I got was, are you comfortable speaking on camera? No. No, I'm not comfortable speaking on camera. I didn't do any kind of subjects at school that you know, required me to do any work with cameras. I'm not a vlogger at all. You can probably tell that I'm not massively comfortable speaking on camera, but I am working on that, and I'm hoping that the more I do it, the more comfortable that I get. So you can be along for the ride on that one. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment with YouTube. So so another question that I got was, what was your first job? So my first job was actually as a waitress when I was 14 or 15, I think. There was a kind of hotel restaurant in our town centre that I started working at just at weekends while I was at school. I remember getting my first paycheck and it was like £300, and I was absolutely ecstatic. That was like ridiculous. Could I make that last a month? Absolutely not. It was probably gone in about 2 days, and I still haven't learned that lesson, you know, gone. So yeah, that was my first job. After that I went and worked at Specsavers, which is an optician's in the UK, for 4.5 years, I think. So another question that I got, which I thought was a good question, was, have I ever met anyone famous? I kind of feel like this list is actually longer than I'm about to tell you, but I can't work out why. There is one person that I have met and I can remember meeting, because it was while I was of an age when it's not something you forget. So I don't know whether anybody remembers TV shows such as Scrap Heap Challenge or Red Dwarf, which is, I think, making a comeback if it hasn't already. I've actually met Robert Llewellyn. He used to present Scrap Heap Challenge, and he was like the weird robot kind of guy, correct me if I'm wrong, in Red Dwarf. So when I was working at a pub where I live, they used to have this club called the Skeptics Club that would they would meet up about once a month, I think it was, or every other month, to discuss kind of unpopular opinions or, you know, debate certain different topics. And Robert Llewellyn actually came to speak one day, so he was the one that was presenting the talk that week. So I was working that night, got to meet him, got to chat with him. I've got a photo with him somewhere, so if I find it, I'll kind of magically pop it up here somewhere. So proof that I met him. There is somebody else that I've met as well, but I was too young to remember. This is only what my parents have told me. So the film Summer Holiday, which is like a British classic, one of the lads that play Cliff Richard's mates in the film, supposedly he actually went on to own a pub, I believe. And when I was very, very little, my parents took us into this pub, so evidently met, you know, this guy that owned the pub. So I've met him. I can't remember his name. Mum and Dad, if you're watching, please comment down below what his name was, because I can't remember for the life of me. I probably should have messaged you first. But I do feel as though there is more to that list, but that at the moment is the only two people that I can think of that are famous or were famous at some point that I have met. So yeah, that's my claim to fame. That's about it. Do you have any tattoos? I have one tattoo. It's on my foot, and it's supposed to be, and I say supposed to be because in hindsight it's not. It's supposed to be jasmine flowers. You know, wonder why. I went and got that on my 20th birthday. It was a birthday present to myself. I'd always wanted to have a tattoo, and I actually drew out what I wanted, took it to them, and I was like, this is what I want. So they redrew it, and me being me, when I actually went for my session, was like, yeah, that's fine, that looks really nice, like it. And obviously I'm kind of like, it's not, in hindsight, it's not what I gave them. It was supposed to be kind of jasmine flowers on a vine, and to be perfectly honest, it came back looking like the arse of a spider. One of the flowers, it genuinely looks like the bottom of a spider. You know, when they've got the big kind of bum body. It is what it is. It's permanent, it's there. I could get it covered up, but after the pain of having it done the first time, I'm just going to leave it, because generally I forget it's there anyway. So yeah, that was a £40 well spent, and, you know, fainting situation, which happened about 10 minutes in. They had to like stop everything, get the girl some sugar, because I just went paisley white, and my sister can attest to that. She actually came with me. So yeah, I have one tattoo. I would like more, but I think I would be much more kind of, I don't know, assertive, I guess, about making sure that what they present me with is genuinely what I want. So yeah, I would be much more assertive about what I actually let them go ahead with, because if it's not right, you know, it's like, you know, your parents say it's going to be on your body for the rest of your life, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I would definitely be much more cautious about what I get. I know for a fact that I do want something that is like Simba from Lion King. I don't know whether you know him. It's this guy right here. I have my little Simba boy. I love him so much. Yeah, I sleep with him every night. Disclaimer, I do. I'm sad. I'm a child. I don't care. So yeah, I would like something kind of around Lion King, kind of Simba vibes, because I absolutely love the film. It's one of my absolute favourites. I'm a Disney freak all the way through, so it is literally just that is what I want. And eventually I will, you know, sort myself out and get that done, but I'll be more assertive about it. What size shoes are you? So the average UK female has sizes maybe 6, 7, 8 feet. 8 is like a big size. Any of you who don't know me and aren't getting kind of that kind of vibe from me on camera, obviously you probably won't, because it's only my head, but I'm very tall, and I am very kind of broad, I guess. I have size 9/10 feet. They are huge. They are massive, they are wide, basically because I need to keep all of this upright when I'm standing. I find it really difficult to buy shoes, and people don't often realise how big my feet are until they look at my shoes without my feet in them. people comment on that before. They're like, but they don't look that big. And then I looked at your shoes and I was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah. There was one place that I could buy shoes quite easily that were very nice shoes. That was a franchise called Brantano. I don't know whether you know that, but they shut down. So that was like, oh, okay. But I can't generally go to high street stores like Primark or New Look or anything like that. I have to properly scour for shoes. There is one high street store that I can get shoes at the moment, and that is a store called Yours Clothing, which is a plus size shop that I often shop in, but they very much change with the seasons. So if I need a pair of shoes, I literally have to buy them when I need them, as opposed to being able to buy them ahead of time. Generally, I only buy shoes when the pair that I'm wearing, there is nothing left of them anyway. I literally wear them until they are falling to pieces. So yeah, I don't get shoes very much. I think we went through all of the shoes in the house the other weekend, and out of all of the shoes, I had 5 pairs of shoes and 2 of them got thrown away because I don't wear them and they're starting to fall to pieces. So I have very, very few shoes. Boys that I live with, my boyfriend and his brother, they have ridiculous numbers of shoes. Like, I am not even joking. It is an addiction that needs to be sorted, but it's their money. If they want to spend money on shoes, then that's fine, just as long as I don't keep tripping over them. So yeah, so I have size 9/10 feet. I'm a Viking. My ancestry comes from Denmark, so that's how I justify it. I'm a Viking, and therefore I have big feet. That's what I say. So yeah. Do you wear makeup every day? No, I'm not one of these girls that wear makeup every day. It's not a staple in my morning routine whatsoever. I literally roll out of bed, get washed, get dressed, go to work, or rather at the minute just roll out of bed and go to the kitchen table to work, because I'm working from home for the quarantine. So I do not wear makeup every day. If I put makeup on, it's because I'm trying to make myself feel better, or I'm going to have photos taken of me because I'm going to some kind of family gathering, or I just want to look nice for a family gathering. And I thought I'd wear some today for filming this. So I don't wear it every day, no. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? Oh God, there's so many. One situation that happened when I was in upper school, I think. Upper school, high school, whatever you want to call it. So we were in PE, or gym, whatever you call it. And we were playing Danish long ball, which was kind of a cross between rounders and dodgeball. I don't know whether this is an actual sport. I don't know whether it's an actual game, or whether it was just something that the teachers came up with themselves. I have no idea. But we were playing this Danish long ball game, and the gist of it was basically rounders, but people are lobbing balls at you and you have to dodge them at the same time. So I'm stood in the middle of the sports hall, and there's this ball flying at me, but it's very low, it's coming towards my feet. So all I remember is going to kind of up on my tiptoes to try and avoid the ball, kind of do a little kind of shift out the way, and as I went up, I just remember hitting the floor. And this is something that I did not live down for a very, very long time. It became the talk of the year group for quite a while, because there were so many of us in this PE group. So I had literally belly flopped the floor, and our sports hall was wooden floors. So, and I wasn't skinny. There was a lot of chub to hit that floor. So it was a slap. I slapped on the floor. I belly flopped on the floor, and all I remember is everyone just being like, "What the hell?" They were rolling on the floor laughing, and I don't know. I physically do not know what happened, how that happened. All I tried to do was dodge a ball, and I ended up smack. So that was quite embarrassing. A lot of people were talking about it for a very, very long time. I ached so bad for the days after that, because where I had landed, I bruised like all my side. But yeah, that was quite embarrassing, and I don't know how it happened at all. I don't know whether I gave too much force trying to go up and then I just went down. I don't know. But yeah, that was quite embarrassing. I was not a fan of PE after that at all. I'm pretty sure later that week I hurt myself again playing hockey. We were outside and somebody went straight into my shins with a hockey stick, and that really hurt. But yeah, PE and sports is never my strong suit anyway, so we'll glaze over that bit. Not sponsored. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? No. No, I think I might have done it once in my lifetime, but I had like the step-by-step guide, and even then I think I struggled, so no, I can't. Favourite swear word? I use a few. I've got such a potty mouth. Very often my parents are telling me, like, do you really have to? So yeah, my favourite swear word, or probably my most used swear word, is probably the F word. Yeah, that's probably my most used one. The most used one in this house is probably the C word, and that's not from me. That doesn't come from me. I actually don't particularly like that word. If I come out with that word, you know that I am seriously like angry about something. So yeah, generally I use the F word. Obviously in appropriate company only. Have you ever been featured in the news? I haven't personally. My sister and my mum have been, and this was quite a scary situation to be featured in the news for, to be honest. This was when I was five or six. We'd moved into a house in Swindon. We had just moved to Swindon, and Mum had been redecorating the kitchen. So I'm at school. I've already started school. I'm at school, and Holly, my sister, is at home with Mum. So she must have been 2 or 3 at the time. Mum had been installing a new worktop. She was putting the new worktop in. And while she's doing this, she actually gets her fingers stuck and wedged behind the worktop. She can't get it out. Everything is just jammed. She cannot get her fingers free. So she had to basically get Holly over and coax her to find her phone, find Mum's phone, and dial emergency services, because at this point Mum's fingers are starting to, she's losing feeling in her fingers. They're going blue. She is going to lose her fingers if it's, you know, left too long. And my dad wasn't there. He was at work, and because Mum couldn't actively, you know, get her phone, she was having to, you know, Holly, get Mummy's phone. Eventually she managed to get the phone and get the phone to Mum. So we ended up, I think, with fire service and police and ambulance all at the house. I think if I remember rightly, Mum said that the fire service had to jump over the back fence. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of the services went over the back fence to come through the back door because the front door was locked. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that bit. But yeah, so all of this commotion was going on. They did get my mum's hand free, and her fingers were okay. They were just very bruised for a little while. But yeah, that was quite a scary ordeal, I think. But that did make it in the newspaper. So we do have a newspaper clipping of that story. It's a really nice picture of Mum and Holly together. So yeah, that was featured in the kind of local newspaper. I haven't been, but they have been. Favourite colour? Purple. Always has been, always will be. Any kind of variant of purple is always my favourite colour. If anything comes in purple, I would prefer to have it in purple. Do I want children? I do. I don't know why I made it look like I was thinking about that, because that has been something I've wanted forever. This was an interesting question that somebody sent me. Are you going to show your real personality, or are you a character? Well, I'm not an actress. I'm a crap one, even if I try. So it's probably going to be my real personality, or at least that'll be the aim. Anybody who knows me will know that I'm not one to be fake. I try to be as genuine as possible. Like anybody, yes, okay, sometimes I'm heavily, you know, my mannerisms and things can be heavily influenced by stronger personalities, but when I'm on my own in this situation, I'm just me. I'm just Jasmine. So obviously you know, people find a different kind of confidence when they're doing things on camera, but it will be very much me. JazSIMply is not a character. It's not a an alter ego persona kind of thing. It's me. Do you like Marmite? I have a very love-hate relationship with Marmite. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll go with undecided on that one, I think. What is the funniest thing that ever happened to you? I don't know. I can't think of anything. The funniest thing. I think my most embarrassing thing, where I belly flopped, was probably one of the funniest things. But I can't think of anything else. My life's really boring. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. If I do think of something, I will circle back to that question. Someone asked me why I love The Sims. So when I was growing up, I was actually bullied quite a bit in school, and I think I used The Sims as a way to kind of escape and go into like a little bubble of safety when I was dealing with that, and it just grew into a genuine, you know, a love, a hobby. But yeah, I think it definitely started as an escape mechanism. I could have control over what was happening. I could, you know, have control over what people did, what people said to a degree. So yeah, I think that's what kind of made it a love of mine personally for a very long time. Obviously, when I first started playing it, me and my sister, my family would go and spend weekends with my cousins who had Sims 2. I think Sims 2 had been released at that point. We didn't have it yet, so we had, I think that was when we found out about it, actually, to be fair. We hadn't even heard of it before then. So we would religiously play it with them when we were staying with them for the weekend, and that was how we grew to like it, to enjoy it, to learn how to play it. So one Christmas following that, we actually, Mum bought us the Sims collection from the first game. So she bought us the whole pack of all of the expansions and everything, the Sims collection. So we had Sims 1 for a long time, and then I moved on and bought myself Sims 3 when that was released. I think I remember waiting for about an hour in my lunch break queuing in game back then to actually purchase it. I'd been saving up for it and waiting for it for ages, and I just bit the bullet and went and bought it. I think I bought it for about £60, I think it was, when it was released. So yeah, it was an escape mechanism, and sometimes it still is. If I'm kind of unhappy or there's, you know, things going on that are stressing me out, I'll just go and forget about it and focus on whatever family I'm doing or build or whatever like that. So yeah, that's why I started playing it. I guess that doesn't really explain why I love it. I think it's just fun. I find it fun. So yeah, that is pretty simple, really. What's the weirdest thing I eat? Oh, the weirdest thing I eat would probably be gherkins. I eat gherkins out of the jar. I haven't for a very long time, but I do eat gherkins from the jar, like pickled gherkins. I remember one day my dad and I went to Tesco's supermarket, and I was just craving gherkins in a jar, and I went and picked these up, and my dad turned to me and was like, "Please tell me you're not pregnant." And I was like, "No, I just want gherkins. Like, why would that mean that I was pregnant?" I obviously just assumed that I was having like pregnancy cravings or something, because I'm guessing that's something that people sometimes have. So yeah, that is probably the weirdest thing that I eat, but they're nice, so I'm not gonna apologize for that. I have just thought of the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, because it involves my dad. That's just made me remember. So I had to go for an ultrasound at the hospital, and I was having that done to check whether or not I had a condition called polycystic ovaries, or ovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I needed an ultrasound to identify whether or not that was something that I had or not. So my dad came to the appointment with me. This was back when I was 16, and I waited for ages in the waiting room. They were like, right, you need to drink plenty of water so that we can, you know, see everything we need to see. I was like, right, okay. So I'm drinking all this water, and eventually we go in the room, and I want my dad to come in with me because I've never had an ultrasound before. This is like freaking me out. So I ask him to come in with me, and the lady in the room basically said, sorry, we don't allow the baby's father to be present during the ultrasound. I was like, what? She was like, you can't have the baby's father in the room right now. I was like, what are you talking about? That's my dad and I'm not pregnant. I think you need to read my file. I'm here for a different kind, you know, a different ultrasound. That's not why I'm coming for an ultrasound. And she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm thinking the age difference between me and my dad's sitting there like screwing himself laughing because he probably feels very uncomfortable right now. But I like at the time I was pissed off, but I was kind of laughing internally, and then afterwards I was just laughing about it. Like, I found that, you know, now it was hilarious, but at the time I was like, really? Do you not check these people's files before you just bring them in the room? So yeah, that was definitely in hindsight a very funny thing. Okay, so another good question that I got was who inspires me. I am definitely inspired by my parents. They have been through so much over their lives, and certainly over their marriage, and I definitely take that as, you know, inspiration in regards to how I would like my, you know, my marriage, when that eventually, you know, comes about, to be. I would like it to be able to withstand everything, and theirs certainly has. You know, they have had so many trials and tribulations, you know, and they've managed to stick together through it, which I think is really, really inspiring. And they know that. I've told them that. If they've forgotten that I've told them that, you know now. So yeah, they definitely inspire me. As far as kind of, I guess, celebrity inspiration, I've always found Demi Lovato quite inspiring. I guess you could say, you know, she's hit rock bottom so many times with, you know, her addictions and her eating disorders, and she just keeps coming back, and she comes back hard. So I always find that very inspiring from a kind of mental health point of view, in the sense that you know, it doesn't matter how many times you hit rock bottom, you can come back from it. You just need to put the work in. And from what I can see and what she shares, she definitely puts the work in. So I do find that quite inspiring also. My sister inspires me beyond high heaven. She is one of the most powerful people I think I've ever met. And this is going to sound really, really soppy, because we actually have a very love-hate relationship. I love her to the moon and back. She is my best friend and my worst enemy at the same time. We grew up fighting a lot, and as we've gotten older, that's obviously, you know, that's settled down. We obviously have our odd spats here and there now, but we both know that despite all of that and all of our differences, we will both be there to, you know, back each other up, hold each other's hands if we need it. But she absolutely inspires me. Everything that she wants, she goes for. Sometimes what she wants changes, but she will go for it, and she will put 110, 200% in everything that she does. She is a fantastic singer, and that is something that I am very, very envious of. She's fantastic. I cannot speak more highly of her and her talents, but she most definitely inspires me to, you know, be better. You know, I do sing very privately. She's done gigs, she has done a couple of albums as well. Some of them are private because they were for her university degree, you know, but I have all of it, and there is nothing I love more than when I'm driving, or just because I want to hear her voice, because I don't obviously live with her anymore. I love just listening to her music, and it's the most amazing songs, and, you know, even the covers that she does, some of them I would say, and you know, I know it sounds biased, but some of them are better than the originals. It's absolutely ridiculous. Her voice is insane. So yeah, she most definitely inspires me. But yeah, sorry about the sop there, but I just thought I'd sprinkle a little bit of that in. 6 celebrities that you would go to dinner with. So I'm going to assume this is dead or alive. So I can certainly think of a couple. So I would love to go to dinner with, I think Demi Lovato would probably be one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I've got like a major like fangirl crush on her. Freddie Mercury for sure. Absolutely love Queen, and you know, Freddie Mercury, absolutely adore it. I've actually got tickets to go and see Adam Lambert and Queen. It was supposed to be in June of this year. Luke, bless his heart, forked out a fortune to get those tickets for me for Christmas to surprise me. Sure, I thought it was a complete kind of like off the table situation, so I absolutely adored him for that. I think I actually nearly cried when I opened that present. So yeah, but unfortunately due to the COVID-19 pandemic, that has now been postponed until next year, so I have to wait even longer. But yeah, would absolutely love to go for dinner with Freddie Mercury. God, who else? It's really hard. I probably should have thought of this before I started filming, really. I can't think of anybody else. But those are definitely 2 I would love to go to dinner with. Oh, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill for sure. He is my absolute, like, oh yeah, any project that Henry Cavill does, I have to see it. I have to see it. Absolutely love him. Much to my boyfriend's kind of dismay. He isn't a massive fan of the various actors or celebrities that I kind of crush on. So yeah, obviously that's, you know, him just taking the piss. But yeah, Henry Cavill definitely. Yeah, there's 3. I can't think of any more. So yeah, the person that sent me that question, really sorry, I can only think of 3. If you had a superpower, what would it be? There would be so many. I'd love to be able to, really sad, I'd love to be able to fly. Just because it would probably make my life easier. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've not been driving very long. I only passed my test in June of last year, and that has probably been the equivalent, to be honest. When you go from trying to be as independent as possible without being able to drive to being able to drive, you might as well be able to fly. So that has been a godsend. But to be able to, you know, actually fly, I think would be pretty cool. I would love to be able to, I guess, heal. I'd love to be able to heal people in, you know, not in the sense that I play God, but like, you know, man-made kind of injuries where it has been inflicted on someone by somebody else. You know, I would love to be able to, you know, lay my hands and heal them. You know, obviously natural causes, you can't do anything about that. I have gone through all of the questions that I was sent that I wanted to use. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this kind of style of video. If you didn't, then let me know. If you've got more ideas, then pop it in the comments section down below. If you want to see another Q&A, because I would be happy to do another one, then give this video a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will be back again with a new upload on Friday. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you a little bit of a kind of introduction to me. I know the questions were very, very random, but if there is more you want to know, or kind of Q&As with a particular topic or a particular kind of category that you want me to focus on, then yeah, just pop it in the comments down below. Or if you know me, drop me a text, you know, it's fine. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely week. The weather hopefully shouldn't be too bad. If you are quarantining, I hope you stay safe. If you are not able to quarantine and you still have to work, I just want to say thank you very much. I'm a key worker myself, so I still have to go out and work when I am not able to just stay at home. So stay safe. If you can stay at home, please stay at home. And yeah, we'll see you soon. All right, bye.